Hello, everyone. Welcome to TurkishSoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet BOB Turgut. This is the first podcast of 2021 year, I should say. So, again, I want to wish everyone happy and healthy many, many years, and Happy New Year to all the listeners, all the Turkish football lovers, also the people who follows Turkish Super League. As I left you off at the last program on 2020, year 2020, we talked about how many matches Turkish Super League teams were playing. Well, this is the case in 2021 too. On top of the Turkish Super League matches, we have this week starting tomorrow on Tuesday, we have Turkish Cup round 16 matches. So all of the big teams that chasing the title, they're also playing the cup games. And then they will play 3 league matches in 10 days. That's why I call it non-stop football, or if you call it soccer, in Turkey. This is insane. I have mentioned this on my podcast many, many times. And can you imagine the first half of the season in Turkey? It's not done yet. We're still playing. We just finished the week 18th. And the full season is 42 matches. The first half of the season will end at the week 21st weekend. And there's no break. Hardly any break for teams and players. On top of that, as I mentioned earlier, Turkish Cup matches. So, very tight schedule in Turkey. And that's why right now, if you look at these past 3 games, what the team's done and what will they do in the next 3 games after they play their Turkish Cup matches, it's unpredictable. It is unpredictable. The reason why? The teams that are playing on top right now, the first time in a long time we see Beşiktaş, Fenerbahçe, and Galatasaray top 3. Beşiktaş is in first place, and Fenerbahçe moved up to second place. Galatasaray is at third. If you remember, at the end of the week 15th, Galatasaray was in first place. Now, at the end of week 18th, Galatasaray is on third place. So we will see this teams go down, go up, and we will have some of the mediocre teams will try to climb the standings, like teams like Trabzonspor. Remember about 6 weeks ago, Trabzonspor were in very bad and they were in trouble. Well, they've been winning games. Guess what? Trabzonspor is in the 7th place now. And the other hand, the team that really started good, Alanyaspor, look what happened. They dropped down. They're not anymore the top contenders. They lost their match today in the week 18 match at home against Kasımpaşa. I don't want to go through the whole scores, but I want to mention a lot of things, that headlines, and I will talk about the matches coming up in the next 3 weeks. But the results, if you follow my Twitter account, also my Turkish football page on Facebook, I update the scores in a minute. Probably the freshest scores you will find on my Twitter account and also on my Facebook page. So, really, I don't... Galatasaray, last 3 weeks, they had good week, bad week. Beşiktaş, they won their 5th match back to back. But what happened in last Sunday against Hatayspor in Hatay, they tied 2-2. And Fenerbahçe, the team that is coming back from behind, really they captured the 2nd place. So looking at these teams and then looking at the future of the Turkish Super League matches, playing every 10 days with 3 matches, I'm going to say it again. It's very hard to predict who is going to be the champion this season. There's a lot of teams are fighting for points in the bottom of the league. There's also things that are happening really uncommonly, like Gaziantep. The team was doing really good, although the coach is very mouthy. They sacked their coach yesterday. Also, Göztepe let go their coach. Kayserispor hired Romanian Dan Petrescu. So there's a lot of coaches changing in Turkish Super League also. So it is a lot of things happening. Before I go into the next 3 weeks and also Turkish Cup matches that starts on Tuesday, I want to talk about a little bit about Mesut Ozil is making the world football headlines. Is when he leaves Arsenal, is he going to Turkey, to Fenerbahçe, or coming to United States to one of the MLS teams? Most likely Washington. What do you think? You think Fenerbahçe has edge on this? He just today, actually on Monday night, Mesut Ozil said he was answering questions on Twitter. He said he would like to play in Turkey and also United States before he retired from football. Now, as you know, Mesut Ozil earns a lot of money. Right now, Arsenal is still paying his weekly wages. Can Fenerbahçe pay his weekly wages? Or do they have to wait until his contract runs out and he becomes free agent? Then Fenerbahçe gets him. But I still, even though his favorite team in Turkey is Fenerbahçe, I still think he has a heart to play in the United States. I think he wants to play for MLS team because, let's face it, Mesut Ozil, probably the first most well-known football player who was born in Turkey, although he's a German citizen. Actually, he's from the Turkish family. He was born, he became a German citizen. He chose the German national team. But he's loved by Fenerbahçe fans in Turkey. He's loved by many, many Turkish football fans in Turkey. And also has a close ties with Turkish government, especially the president of Turkey. So could Fenerbahçe get him with sponsorship? If he plays for Fenerbahçe in the second half of the season, let's not forget he hasn't touched the ball in probably a year. So he needs to, even though he probably practicing on his own with the team, Arsenal, I don't know if he does, but one thing, he has to put in a lot of practice with Fenerbahçe if he wants to play for Fenerbahçe in the Turkish Super League. So there's two options for him. Mesut Ozil will make the world headlines if he comes to Fenerbahçe. It will be good for Turkish football. It it will be good for Turkish Super League because a lot of people around the world will follow him, which they do on Twitter and all over on Facebook. So this will be a plus for Fenerbahçe and Turkish football. And it also will be a plus for the company that broadcast Turkish Super League matches, beIN Sports in the United States and all over the world. Because beIN Sports right now has the rights for broadcasting Turkish Super League matches in Turkey, in the United States, Canada, and many, many other countries. So this will be a huge boost for them too. So Mesut Ozil, we'll find out if he's going to play for Fenerbahçe or if he's going to come to the United States. Now, let's get back to our main thing. Turkish Cup round 16 will start on Tuesday. Round 16 tomorrow on Tuesday. There are matches. Galatasaray will be traveling to Malatya to face Yeni Malatyaspor. And Bursa will be at home against Antalya. And Sivasspor against Adana Demirspor. On Wednesday, Konya will be at home against Gaziantep. And Tuzla, the team from lower division, against Başakşehir. And Beşiktaş on Wednesday will be home against Rizespor in the Turkish Cup game. On Thursday, there are two matches. Alanyaspor, the team also is chasing the title, against Erzurumspor. And Fenerbahçe at home against Kasımpaşa. Now, they're playing the cup games starting on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. And the cup games finishes on Thursday, which is on the January 14th. Guess what? And the week 19 starts on Friday, which is on 15th. One of the biggest matches, the derby of the probably season, Beşiktaş will host Galatasaray. So, out of these week 19 matches, probably the most important one, the week of the match, the derby of the week, Beşiktaş versus Galatasaray. Beşiktaş with, as you know, on top with 35 points. Fenerbahçe is in second place with 35 points. Galatasaray is in third place with 33 points. This match is very important. Fenerbahçe will close the week 19 on January 18th, on Monday, at home against Ankaragücü. Most likely, Fenerbahçe has the easiest match because Ankaragücü is not doing good. They're in the bottom of the league. In the week 19, Alanya will have bye. So, after week 19 ends on January 18th, week 20 starts on January 19th and ends on January 21st. In the week 20th, Antalya Spor has the bye. Week 21st starts on January 23rd, which is on Saturday, and it will end on January 25th on Monday. On that weekend, week 21, Erzurumspor will have 5. Last Sunday, Turkey's top 2 goal scorers, Bufenza from Hatayspor and Kyle Larin from Beşiktaş, Canadian international, they tied the match 2-2, and Bufenza had 2 goals and Larin had 1. So, leading goal scorers are Bufenza with 12 goals, Kyle Larin with 11. Ladies and gentlemen, this 15 minutes is up in this podcast. I want to make it short so you don't have to get bored with me. We will see you next time. Please listen to my podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Also visit my Turkish Soccer on Twitter and also Turkish Football page on Facebook. Goodbye.